Hey guys, how's it going? So today I wanted to go over some of the differences between a luxury car like this Lexus GX470 compared to a normal car like a Toyota. In my case, I have a 2015 Toyota Prius and this is a 2006 Lexus GX470. And so these are the two vehicles I'm going to be basing this comparison on. So even though this car is almost 10 years older than the Prius, it is way better in terms of build quality than the Prius. So let's get some of the numbers out of the way. This Lexus, when it was brand new in 2006, MSRP'd at around $56,000. And the Prius, when it was brand new, was about $22,000, $24,000. Again, I don't have the exact numbers because I got these both used, but that's the ballpark of around what these cars were when they were new. And so for somebody who doesn't understand what goes into making a luxury car, a lot of it has to do with sound insulation and sound quality. So like in this vehicle, I took out the whole floor, I took the seats out, the carpet, all the trim pieces, the center console, and I went to add sound insulation because I did that on my 4Runner, and it made a huge difference. In the Lexus, I found that it already has a lot of stuff in it. What I did make it better, but it wasn't as noticeable as when I did it in my 4Runner. Another thing that they do is the attention to detail with the door seals. So this car has a door seal here like most cars do, but then also has a little bit extra that goes around here where the door panel is. And then in the Jam, it's got another door seal here, and this is felt lined to add more sound insulation. And then there's also a door seal on the outside of the other door that meets up with this so that it makes a nice seal, so there's less air resistance on this door gap right here. And then they also add these little covers to the door stops. Also, another thing that it has is there's another door seal at the bottom of the door here, and the Prius does not have anything like this. And again, this is to limit wind noise and dirt that gets inside. And something else that this car had was it had running boards, and those running boards had lights in them. And I took the running boards off, so I just put the lights under here. Another reason why it's more expensive is the audio system. This has the Mark Levinson audio in it. I believe this vehicle has 14 speakers, including a subwoofer, and 3 of them are in one door right here, where the Prius has, I think, 6 speakers in the whole car, 1 in each door and 2 in the dash. So this is already way better than that system. But finally, my favorite part is the attention to detail that goes into making everything quiet. All of these wires in the door have a potential to rattle and, make noise when they're in the car. And so when these are all plugged in, it's tight, and they have all these wires wrapped in felt, so it's nice and soft. Even this tape is super heavy duty tape, way more heavy duty than the Prius tape is. And this is like a big piece of it right here. This is the vapor barrier that most cars have vapor barriers, but then they also have a piece of foam over it. I've never seen this before. This is amazing. And this is to fill this whole cavity so it doesn't reverberate noise as much. So I got the door panel off of the Prius here, and that's because I am trying to put some sound deadening in it to make it quieter and smoother when I drive it, because I spend a lot of time in this car, and it just it makes a lot of noise when you're driving around, and these doors are so tinny. You can hear that's just super thin. So I'm gonna try and put some stuff in there and make it a little better. All right, so I used about 3.5, 4 sheets of kill mat on the inside of the door here on the Prius. It's not the best job in the world, but it's on there. And now when you close this door, it's very solid. Hear that versus this? Even these little clips have this little rubber isolator on them. All of them have that. A couple of them came off when I took the door panel off, but I have them. But like all of these little rubber isolators on here are to prevent noise when this thing is rattling around. There's just so much extra attention to detail in a vehicle like this, and that's why they charge more money for it. And then here's another thing they do. They have this super thick I don't know if this is wool or what this is, but they have this super thick blanket in here that also is meant to absorb noise. There's pieces of foam in here. There's more foam around here. This is a felt lined window trim seal compared to the rubber one in the Prius. The whole door panel is surrounded by felt or foam, and there's even little pieces of tape here to hold stuff together. It's way more overbuilt than the cheap, flimsy Prius door panel is. It also has HomeLink and rain sensing wipers. It also has the feature where when you put the key in, all you have to do is turn it once and the rest of the car starts. You don't have to keep holding the key. Look how easy that is. It's almost push button start. It also has a little light under the front footwells to illuminate those. Prius does not have that. It also has all automatic windows and a little ashtray in the back doors. That costs extra, as well as this little light that's here in the door handle. Again, 2006. This vehicle also has 2 solid armrests or handles per each door, even the front ones. My 4Runner only had one right there, it didn't have one there. And this has 2 for each passenger that has a door. And fog lights, that's an extra cost as well. Because with fog lights, you have to have another switch for them. And it also has a power adjustable steering column. And memory seats. And a button to turn off your side curtain airbags. And there is a full house 115 volt outlet in the back. Another feature is the heated side mirrors, which is great when it's cold outside. It can defrost the mirrors for you. These ones also have shock absorbers that are electronically controlled, and you can change how you want them stiffer or softer with a turn of a dial. And these particular vehicles, the GX470s, also had rear air suspension in the back, so you can raise and lower the car. If you want to tow a boat or something, you can raise it up to match the load of the weight of the trailer. A chrome exhaust tip, a full-size matching alloy wheel that matches the stock wheels. It's the exact same design underneath. It's a matching 5th spare. Only luxury cars do that. You also have things like leather shift boots, a leather-wrapped handbrake. So obviously there's stuff like this, but then there's the really obvious stuff like the fact that it has leather seats and real wood trim and a soft touch dashboard and, you know, multi-colors and a sunroof, a TV, rear air conditioning, 3rd row seats, a actually very soft headliner that you know, isn't the garbage that's in the Prius, with lights on both sides, and it has 2 visors. That's pretty cool. Prius only has 1. So those are just some reasons why a luxury car costs more money than a regular car like a Toyota or a Honda.